tí mo wà láyé, agbára mi kọ́. Wíwá tí mo wà láyé, ògo ni forúkọ rẹ̀, ẹ bá mi kọrin. Wíwá tí mo wà láyé, agbára mi kọ́, ẹlẹ́rù ni. Wíwá tí mo wà láyé, ògo ni forúkọ rẹ̀. Wíwá tí mo wà láyé, agbára mi kọ́, bàbá o. Wíwá tí mo wà láyé, ògo ni forúkọ rẹ̀. Ògo ni forúkọ rẹ̀, ayérayé. Ògo ni forúkọ rẹ̀. Ògo ni forúkọ bàbá mi. Ògo ni forúkọ rẹ̀, mímọ́ mímọ́. Ògo ni forúkọ Jésù. Jésù, Jésù, wọ́n ní Jésù. Oh, Jésù, oh, Jésù, oh, Jésù. Ògo ni forúkọ rẹ̀, bàbá o. Ògo ni forúkọ rẹ̀. Ayérayé nínú àwọn ọ̀run. Òbíríkìtì, ògo ni forúkọ rẹ̀. Ọlọ́run mi, agbára mi, ẹ̀mí mi, adé mi, ògo mi, ẹwà mi. Ògo ni forúkọ rẹ̀, bàbá. Ògo ni forúkọ rẹ̀. Wíwá tí mo wà láyé, agbára mi kọ́. Wíwá tí mo wà láyé, ògo ni forúkọ rẹ̀. Sing it with me. Wíwá tí mo wà láyé, agbára mi kọ́. Wíwá tí mo wà láyé, ògo ni forúkọ rẹ̀. Dependable, dependable God. Dependable, dependable God. Dependable, dependable God. Dependable, dependable God. Oh, dependable, dependable, dependable God. Dependable, dependable God. You are dependable God. You are dependable God. Dependable, dependable God. Reliable, reliable God. I depend on you totally. Totally, totally, totally. Mi ò lókè mìíràn. Mi ò lókè mìíràn. Lẹ́yìn Jésù, Jésù. Reliable, reliable God. You are reliable God. Reliable, reliable God. Reliable, reliable God. Reliable, 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 reliable God. Come on, just lift your hands and worship Him. He's a faithful God, so dependable, even when you're confused. So dependable, so reliable, so dependable. I have searched and searched and searched. I have seen no one like you. Not dependable, Baba. I'm excited about you. Hey, I'm excited about you. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I can say it anywhere. I can shout it anywhere. You are reliable, Lord. I have seen it in my life. I have seen you work in my life. I have seen your beauty, Jehovah. I have seen your beauty, Jehovah. That is why I have the confidence to project to faithfulness, Jesus. Oh, you are exalted. You are exalted. Come on and sing. You are exalted. Unlimited God. Hey, Baba, you are exalted. You are exalted. You are exalted. unlimited. Yeah, you are exalted. You are exalted. Malakosata. Kanias, unlimited, unlimited. You are exalted. You are exalted. You are exalted. Unlimited God. You are exalted. You are exalted. You are exalted. Unlimited God. The name given above every other name. You are exalted. I lift you. You are exalted. I lift you. I lift you. I don't know what you're going through. Come and lift your worship. Come and lift your praise. Above that situation. Above that problem. Come on. There, you are exalted. You are exalted. You are exalted. Unlimited God. Baba, you are exalted. Jehovah, you are exalted. Oh, you are exalted. 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 Baba, you are exalted. You are exalted. Unlimited above. You are exalted. You are exalted. You are exalted. Unlimited.
Hallelujah,
Above cancer.
hallelujah.
You are
Okay.
exalted. Diabetes.
I don't know why I'm freezing. Uh, okay. Everything seems to be working again. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and God bless each and every one of you. Hope you're good and hope you've had a fab day. Um, Please like, share, follow, subscribe, and please press the notification button. Thank you. Um, it's another day, and I'm glad that we are able to come together and fellowship again. Um, I don't know, I thought we were good for Instagram, but it looks like not all Instagram is working. Looks like Facebook is doing fine. Yeah, and hopefully audio is good with everybody as well, wherever it is. It's okay on your side. Brilliant, fantastic. Okay, thank you. God bless you. Um, Thank you for your patience for the last couple of weeks, and most especially again for yesterday, how things panned out. But you know, all things work together for good for those that love the Lord. So we're grateful for what we were able to do yesterday. And today, again, I want us to talk about the safety and the well being of our children. Um, last week I was talking about identification bias and care of duty, that the schools have a legal obligation and responsibility towards our children. Today, I want to talk more about me and you as the parents, me and you as the custodians, um, and about digital media. That's what I want to talk about today. Um, Many of us, I'm sure, we're very, very familiar with social media. I don't think there's anybody anywhere across the globe today that is not familiar with social media. Thank you. That is not familiar with social media, because it's impacting every area of our life, whether it's work, it's leisure, relationship, faith, social media is affecting every aspect of our life. So it's not something we can run away from or neglect. We can choose how much influence it has upon us. But if you work in an environment, that requires it, so be it. Some of us don't really have a choice by the nature of work that we do. However, I want to talk about the aspect that I feel that we are very much in control, and we need to take control, and we need to be doing what is right. Now, you're going to bear with me because I've got a lot of statistics and information in front of me that I'm probably going to have to be reading because I can't store all this information in my brain in order for me to be able to share those things with you. But I want to talk about uh, many of us that like to put our children on social media. Um, I remember a couple of months back, I tried to look for the video. I didn't find it. If I find it subsequently, I will share it. That video was talking about digital kidnapping, the impact at what it means. I don't know how many of us actually know what digital kidnapping is and the gravity of digital kidnapping. I think many of us, especially when we look on social media and we see so many people that is posting lifestyle, their life, their family, pregnancy, conception, delivery, school holidays, school outing, no, family outing, family holiday, all those kind of things. When we are seeing all these things all the time and out there on social media, I think we can be forgiven for thinking all these things is actually acceptable and all these things is actually legal, and we might even think it is safe because we are the one that is putting all these things out there. No, that's why there are laws. There are laws regarding this thing. I think when they first started, the laws that existed now didn't exist as much as in those days. So they were able to do anything they wanted with our data. They could sell our data. They could gather our data. They could do all sorts of things without even telling us. And because government and nations have realized the implication and the danger of these things, they now tighten all those loopholes and they have now put laws into place again to safeguard all the users on social media. Now, again, because we are the parents, we are the responsible adults, I think many of us take it for granted as well that because they are my children, then it's okay for me to post everything I want about them. To a certain degree, yes. To a certain degree, no. You can't do that. And really, you shouldn't be doing that. But I know some people have created an empire, a business, a label, a fashion, or whatever, centered around their children. In fact, those children don't know anything else except that. In fact, I think I saw a father that is advertising that this is how he has raised his children. So now they are now making money on social media and all those kind of things because influencer, it's a big thing now. You don't need a qualification, you don't need a degree, you don't need anything to be an influencer. If you've got what it takes and people willing to follow you, voila, there you are. You can influence millions of people. To a certain extent, I think a lot of people see it as a easy way of making money and living the best life right now. But I want to talk about the aspect of our children that are of a younger age, especially like when they're in the womb or they're about to be born or they are born and they are babies, to the point of where I think most countries, but don't quote me, I'll just look at my information in front of me. Most countries now, I think any child under the age of 13, in fact, I think Instagram actually did create an Instagram for just that age bracket. And if you wanted to move from that one to the mainstream one, I think you needed the permission of your parents. So, just in case many of us don't know, I'm in the UK. I don't know where many other people are, but for UK and United Kingdom, the age of digital consent is actually 13. And that you will see, you would have seen at one point, especially when the uh, GDP came in for Europe, many of your social media providers were getting you to put your date of birth. They were getting you to put uh, um, the year, the date, the month, so that they can cover their backs because they were legal requirements. So if these massive platforms are required to abide by law, that doesn't mean you and I are exempted. Now, there's no digital police officer that is out there looking for you or knocking on your door and saying, oh, yesterday you posted a picture of your baby. There isn't any. But let me tell you something. There are vile, wicked, malicious, wicked people out there that will teach us a lesson if we don't learn that lesson for ourselves. So even though there are legal age requirements, you will notice many of the children that we gave mobile devices to, they will lie. They will lie about the age. There's nothing to verify whether the age they put in. So that's why the providers are only required that you put an age. And once you put an age that is an adult, that's it. They've done what they need to do. If you put an age that is above the age of 13, they've covered their back. They've done what the law expects them to do. But the question I want you and I to think about, and why this is important and we need to be having this conversation, what does it matter? Why would the law, why would any nation be bothered? Why there needs to be an age as to when a child can be publicly put on the world web, so to say, have digital footprints which you might never be able to retrieve back. Now, many of us are under the opinion that once we've deleted something from social media, it is deleted forever. I beg to differ. It doesn't work that way. You see, there was one point, again, I know this is some of the things that they have tightened on social media. If you don't believe me, try this again. There was one point, even something, and you might be thinking social media does not include WhatsApp. WhatsApp is included, Viber is included, Telegram is included, all those means by which you communicate with people. So whether it's Snapchat, whether it's Pinterest, whether any of those whereby you can communicate with people, you can share information with people, let me tell you, you are leaving a digital footprint, even when you have deleted the image on your side. The best thing is don't put it out there in the first place. I'm going to say that again. Because you deleted it on your side doesn't mean it's deleted off the world out there. Because you see, every time you, that's why I see this a lot on Instagram and on if you do reels, you do shorts. If you do any of those things, you will see they will notify you. They will tell you immediately that unless you change the setting, people can remix your videos, your reels. They can take clips from your reels. They can take clips from your shots. They can, so even though you've deleted it on your side, other people already have access to it. um, there are people that are keeping digital records once it's on out there in the public domain. So you might delete it, but that doesn't mean it's gone forever. In fact, I was listening to a politician being interviewed yesterday who had published something on, I think, Twitter, their website, and somewhere else a long time ago. And they have totally forgotten they even put those things out there. And apparently, what they put out there were lies, but they have forgotten. And lo and behold, politics is a very dirty game. When your opponent wants to bring you down, they will look for anything and they will dig it up. And his opponent did dig it up. And they were putting things to him that he has claimed out there, but he had forgotten he said those things. And many years later, they're coming back to haunt him. And they said, "You said this." And he said, "No, I never. I don't know anything about this." And they said, "Well, in this so year, on this website, on this so, this is what you said, this is what you claim, this is this." And you will just hear the stuttering. And footprints. One of the things that has happened to so many people, I think there was one boy as well, I call him boy, but I think he was 19. It was one of the people that was part of the team that Trump had when they were demolishing all the government offices and all that. There was a 19-year-old boy among them who has a very colorful racial background. I say racial, but not racial, but racism. Very racist person, individual. Something he had done years ago. Lo and behold, they weren't looking for him. They weren't looking for Musk. But because he was part of the team, people dug it out. And a day and a night, he was gone like that. So, what am I saying? There are people that are willing and will dig up things when they need to dig it up. So, the best prevention is not to put it out there in the first place. Now, if your children, after they've reached that age, they've decided they want to put those things out for themselves, that's a choice they've made. But when it comes to you and I as parents, there are legal guidelines, which means if, in fact, let me read to you what it actually says. It says there must be consent, that children are supposed to consent to their parents putting anything about them on social media. Now, I want you and I to have this conversation. So if the law requires, let me read to you the consent law. It says parents, guardian consent is required by law. Parents, guardian consent is required. In most countries, children under the age of 13 or 16, depending on the jurisdiction, cannot legally consent to having their image or data shared. I did say to you, I'm going to be reading a lot of it for you. So you know it's not me scaremongering or me just digging something up just for the sake of it. I know I've mentioned this in the past, but now I'm coming with my facts and my figures so that you will know there is actually a legal requirement. Again, please don't get me wrong. I see it all the time. I know people have built an empire on their children. They've built a life on putting their children out. Whether it's the skits, it's the comedy, whether it's their fashion, it's their lifestyle, it's all sorts of things. I mean, even there's some that I find so embarrassing. I don't understand why parents will even put such things about their parents out there. Because again, like I said, they're digital footprints. Those children, they are 2 and 3 and 5 and 6 and whatever right now. So it's not a big deal. Nobody is, thinking anything of it. But these children are going to grow up. They are going to grow up. But meanwhile, literally their life, every aspect of their life. Now, I'm going to tell you the dangers of it as well. But let's just lay this foundation. When you got pregnant, you made it available to everybody. When you knew you were pregnant, some people will even put the scan pictures out there for the whole world to see. People will keep record, I'm telling you. They will keep it. Remember, I spoke about digital kidnapping because you wonder there are people, they can watch your video and they know exactly where you're living. In fact, there's somebody that I watch a lot, and that's how somebody turned up on his door and knocked on his door due to the videos that he's putting out. Many of us think that we are safe. You think your children are safe. I'm not talking about those that are 13 and above. That's a choice they made. I'm talking about children that is less than the age of consent. It says parents and guardians, consent is required. In most countries, children, anybody under the age of 13 or 16, depending on the jurisdiction, cannot legally consent to having their image or data shared. You need written consent from a parent or guardian. Now, some of us again will also remember and know that in some schools, when my children were in schools, you will remember even if they are doing a play, a school play, sports day, they're going to be taking picture, or they're doing an event in school, they're going to be taking picture. You will see they will ask for your permission. Can we take a picture of your child? And some will even say, if we take the picture, can we use it for the school magazine? Can we use it for the school bulletin? Can we use it for the school email? Can we put it on the school social media? They will ask for your permission because the law recognizes that there must be legal consent. Now, I'm going to read some of the things for you because this applies to children under 13. Now, I'm going to ask you, how many children under 13 gave many of those platforms that you and I are looking and we're following and we're thinking it's fun, is this, or the law that we think it's, I don't know what it is that we think is cute, is nice, is funny, is whatever. I don't know what it is that we're watching. How many of us took permission from our children? How many? How many of us had that conversation with our children that I would like to be posting you on social media? The whole world will be seeing you. The record will be there forever and ever. Some people might even kidnap your details. I'm not even going there yet. I'm still laying the foundation because there's digital kidnapping and there is consequence of those. So how many of us actually had those conversations with our children and say, yeah, you know what, we want to make money. This is a way of making money. This is a way of, some of us might even present it in a way that if we start now, by the time you grow up, you can pick it up yourself and you can develop it and you too can become an influencer. You can begin to influence now. But did you also put there when you took them to the swimming pool, when you took them to the activities, when you took them to school, when you took them to the play, when you went on the holiday, when you went on the hiking, did you tell them that all the things that you're going to be putting out there for the whole world to see and the whole world to have access to? Because the day you were pregnant, they knew about it. The day you gave birth, they saw the delivery videos. The day, that's why you see, I keep saying this, go and look at the people that are knowledgeable, the people that are, short of a better word, educated and enlightened. Go and check. You will not see them posting their children. I've said this so many times. It's always the ignorant and the illiterate and the uneducated, because all we're thinking about is, oh, everybody is doing it. Everybody is doing what? And because everybody is doing it, does it make it right? You will see there were people that got married. They married their spouse. They didn't even let you know they were married. They got pregnant, you never knew. They've got babies, you don't know about it. Because they're wise. In fact, the Yoruba people have a saying. If not a Yoruba person, please forgive me. I will try and explain if I can. Wọ́n ní bí iṣu ẹni bá jiná, èèyàn máa ń fọwọ́ bò ó jẹ ni. So when you're thriving and things are working out for you, that's not when you display for the whole world. But that's the opposite of exactly what the world is requiring today. The more of your life that you can show to people, the more of your home you can show to people. People, I call it invasive. I call it intrusive. Some people say it's influencing, it's making money. Time will tell for each and every one of us. Even let's say you're even making the money. At what cost? At what price? When digital kidnapping is out there, when people are doxing, do you know what doxing is? We'll talk about that as well. When people are doxing, when people are turning up, I can tell you many live instances where I've seen when people turned up at their house and they start vandalizing their door and their car and their window. Why? Because they were able to trace them through social media. People are turning up at your holiday venues. Why? Because you posted everything about your life. People are turning up at children's school and picking up the children. Why? Because you gave them all the information about your children so they can do digital kidnapping. They know the date of birth of your children. They know the names of their siblings. They know your address. They know your outing. They know you're going and coming. So if somebody asks them the question, they can answer the question. Who gave them this information? I want you to know how you're jeopardizing the safety of your children. And that's why I said, for the law to recognize that we need to put safeguarding and law to protect children, definitely they must know something. You and I don't work in those fields. And that's why we have experts in every field of life, so that they can educate us that are not in those fields. So, I mean, I know parents that have split up for whatever the reason, and the other parent is able to turn up at the all sorts of stories I could tell you. Why? Because you put everything on social media. The food you had last night, where it was that you had the food, how many people were there, what you were doing. People can put together almost your family tree. They can put together your mom, your dad, your sisters, your siblings, where you spend. They can put everything together. Why? Because you make everything available on social media. But if the law is asking, I think, please forgive me if I butcher this word, because I don't know how it is you guys in America calls it, but it's called COPPA or COPPA, COPPA. That's the law that guides children on social media, the law that guides them, the consent that is needed. In the UK and Europe, we call it the GDPR, or GDPR. That's it, GDPR. That's what we call it. So there are laws. They are guiding this. Children under 13 cannot consent themselves. It applies to uses of images, videos, and personal data. Age of digital consent ranges from 13 to 16 depending on the country. It requires clear, informed consent and allows for deletion if requested. But by the time you are asking for it to be deleted, somebody could have print screened it. Somebody could have downloaded it. Somebody could have remixed it, which is what I was saying earlier, that this social media platform will say to you, your videos can now be remixed unless you go into your setting and you put all those settings there that you don't want to give those things. Some of you that use Apple, you will see some of the app that you download. It will ask that this app wants to follow you or this app wants to gather data. That was one of the biggest problems that many of these apps had with Apple, because at one point they all just had freedom to take it. Then Apple introduced, as soon as you're downloading those things, it's going to ask you, do you want this app to gather information on you or not? Allow or not allow? They didn't like that, because many of those companies are selling our data. They're selling your, many of us, again, they ask us for our location. They will say if you put your location, it will allow more people in your vicinity. It will allow more people to do this, to do that. At what cost? Yeah, it might allow more people to discover you. It might allow more people to follow you. But at what cost? Let me tell you something I also discovered some wise people do. Now, some of those holidays that some of you are seeing, which I've seen some wise people do, you're seeing those videos where, well, in July now, you're seeing some videos in July, and they're kind of like, oh, we had a baby, we got married last week, all is this. I'm telling you, those videos were like 9 months ago. That holiday was sometimes last year. That's what those wise people do. So by the time you're thinking that, oh, they're on holiday at this place right now, because on that thing, they might tell you holiday, oh, Barbados, holiday, Venezuela. No, they know what they're doing. That holiday probably took place last year, summer, in Venezuela. Right now, they're not in Venezuela. But how many of us are digitally wise? How many of us know things like that? There are certain videos that they're putting out for some of us today that we think, oh, they put out a video yesterday. Oh, they put out a video last week. Even some that are streamed live. You're thinking it's happening right there. We can stream it live and it's not happening right there. Well, how many people is also knowledgeable and wise? The person that I told you that a fan turned up at his door, it's because they were, we have things like stalkers, people that get carried away. Then there's some people that are mentally ill and they don't know the difference between reality and what's not real. And they get carried away and they see things and they take it literally as they're seeing it. Now, again, please don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about any adult. I'm not talking about you guys that choose to live that lifestyle. That's a choice you made. Hopefully, you know the consequences of the choice that you're making. But when you decide to put children out there, children that are not supposed to be out there, when you're giving their date of birth, when you're showing their face, when you're showing them when they're having a bath, when you're showing them when they're changing, when you're showing them when they're doing. Some people are beginning to wise up a little bit now. But my question is, how about those times when you were not wise and you've already put those things out there? And you see, sometimes this is one thing I notice, and I've seen it happen so many times. I've even done it myself. People will put out a video, and many of us don't even know that our video, every form of video or image or data that you put out there, can be downloaded. There are tools to download them. So by the time you even think, oh, I'm changing my mind, oh, I don't want this out there, it shouldn't be there, it's too late. Somebody has already Photoshop, so I say Photoshop, screen print. Somebody has already screen recorded. Somebody has already downloaded. Somebody, it's already been kept by somebody. Even though you've removed it from your page, but it's already in the public domain. How many people do you know have done that? How many? So again, I'm bringing this to our attention. They are, again, literally everything that is here. There's nothing that is positive when he's talking about the children that is being posted at such early age. It says, um, it says using children's images for profit. Now they carry risk, obviously. I mean, you can take legal action against people. The question is, how many of you actually, how many of us can afford to take those legal action? It's not that we can't, but many of us can't afford it. We can't afford it. I have seen even adults where people are trying to, there's so many methods. I'm telling you, I can't tell you every single one of them. There's so many methods of vile, evil people that they can use to get your information. I know exactly where you're living. In fact, there was somebody, in fact, I think you even, some of you might know, well, I think some, not all, some of you might have heard, there was a guy that was killed in, I think it was Sweden, I'm not sure. I think it's one of the Scandinavian countries, I'm not sure. Let me just say that. He was streaming live on TikTok when they came to kill him in his house. He was streaming live on TikTok when they came to kill him. There are dangers lurking everywhere. Again, I'm saying as an adult, I'm not dictating to you what you can or cannot do. That's your choice. I'm focusing more on we that are putting our children there. They turn 16, we put them out. They graduate, we put them out. They get engaged, we put them out. They're going on holiday, we put them out. They can piece together the life of your children. Who? I don't think there's any responsible parents under the sound of my voice, now or later. I don't think there's any that would knowingly endanger the life of their children. I don't think there is any. There's no responsible parent that would do that. But when we decide to play this digital influencing lifestyle, that's what many of us are doing. We are also, no, I'm not even now talking about the kind of lifestyle that we are introducing to them or we are indulging them in. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about their safety and safeguarding our young children. Children should be allowed to be children. Children should be allowed to grow up just being children. Not making them to do things so that people would like them. or not like them. Like I said, I watched a particular one where I questioned, why would you put this out about your children? And if you read the comments, if you read the comment that people were putting in there, talking about those children, who would subject their children to those kind of things? Doesn't make sense to me. So they are even some of this information is talking about, some of the things that I said, filming children in schools, hospitals, having their permission, how it can be used. It can be sexualized. I think that's the number one predator. That's the number one danger out there. It can be exploited. It can be images of your children. In fact, let me let me read some of the things. If I can get my information up, let me read to you some of the things that they do with digital kidnapping. It said digital kidnapping is when someone steals photos or personal information, especially of children. Now, notice they didn't say they take, they said they stole because they didn't ask. In fact, I was going to say earlier, I forgot. Notice, if you haven't noticed, let me tell you, some of you, you're on WhatsApp, you know that image when we have the beginning of the month and we say Happy New Month, or we want to advertise our business and we put that image, or it's somebody's birthday and we want to put all those kind of things there. If anybody is, you're very tech aware, when WhatsApp first started, literally, you can download people's picture from there. So if you go to people's status and you see their image, the image of their wife, image of their husband, whatever it is they're doing, you can literally be downloading those images. Try and do that today. Try it, as I'm telling you now. You can't. Try and print screen it. You can't. Why do you think they stopped it? I want you to pause and think. Maybe you didn't do it before, so you didn't know if it was even possible. I'm letting you know. That's why we're rubbing minds and sharing this information. People, you literally, you put out a picture, somebody can download it. You put that picture, people can download it. That picture. That's why many of the youth that I talk to, they look at me, they're surprised at the amount of things that I know regarding these things, because I find it a necessity for me to have to educate myself on these things and know them. But you can't do it anymore. Laws have now safeguarded that. So if you now get a status of somebody and you want to take the picture, you can't. You want to download it, you can't. So you can see it, but that's as far as it goes. But guess what? You can still screen record. So what do people do it? Digital kidnapping is when someone steals photos or personal information, because when we were doing that, we didn't ask for permission. We didn't ask. So if it was your baby you put there, we didn't ask you when we took the picture. We didn't. So, but the authority consider it as stealing. It says, and that's why you see social media now says, oh, somebody can remix. So when they now remix and they've already told you it can be possible, well, then it's not stealing, because they've already told you it can be done. And if you don't want people having access to it, then you can go to your settings and you can change it. And once you change it, they can't take it. You see? So it says digital kidnapping is when someone steals photos or personal information, especially of children, from social media or the internet, and uses them to create a fake identity or account. and I'm sure some of you have seen some of this on Facebook, because this was very prevalent at one time on Facebook, where people that wanted to, for whatever the evil purposes, they were stealing people's photos and identity and creating or duplicating the person's account. They were duplicating the person's account. And then you will see, and this is how I think some of them are so dumb sometimes, is that the person is already a friend, the person is already a contact, but then you duplicate the thing and then you send me a friend request, but they're already my friend. So why are you now sending me another friend request? And that's why many of you will remember the days when I was very active on Facebook. Whenever anybody sends me a friend request, the first thing I'm doing, I'm going to go and search you out. I'm not accepting you just for the sake of accepting you. I want to know what it is you do. I want to know whether you're legit. I want to know whether you're fake. And even notice today, there was last week, for the last 2 weeks, there were some digital things I needed to do. And every time I needed to go to any of those program or app or something, they kept wanting to know, am I a robot? Am I a robot? Am I a robot? Am I a robot? Why? And it's quite annoying, because in fact there were some of the things that I had to, some hoops I had to jump through. They were so complicated. I had to ask my children, please come and help me. What is this? I mean, many of the verification they were asking me to do, I was failing them because I wasn't even understanding what it was they were asking me to do. But they wanted to verify that I was not a robot. And now, if some of the things I'm even using and apps and things I'm using, there are like two steps verification, authentication app. Even there's some government things I did of recent, ID identification apps and all those. Why? Why do you think they're doing all those? And that's even for us adults. And that's even for us adults. How much more our children? And that's why I said there is no responsible adult that will intentionally, knowingly endanger the life of their children. Let me read verbatim, word for word. Digital kidnapping for you again. Digital kidnapping is when someone steals photos or personal information, especially of children, from social media or the internet. So anything that is on the internet, and some of you don't even know, but WhatsApp is part of social media. Telegram is part of social media. So it says, and uses them to create a fake identity or account. The person may pretend the child is theirs or even use the consent to do what? To scam others. It really is dangerous. It's not a joke. And that's why I said, yeah, it's to make money. Oh, it's to make them an influencer. Yeah, it's to. But there are dangers in it as well. How about the dangerous aspect? How many of those videos you're churning out day by day in order to be an influencer, in order to make money of it? How many of it are you going to be monitoring? And they will also tell you, oh, if somebody is able to mix your video, they will connect you, they will network you, they will whatever. So now, instead of you safeguarding those children, you're going to make it available because, oh, what happened if they are scouters? They're scouting for models. They're scouting for singers. They're scouting for talent. If I say they can't use the video of my child, then my child will not be scout. So then you give your consent, then the information is gone. It's gone into other people's hands, other people's hands, other people's hands, other people's hands. And what do you know is becoming of that? Let me tell you some of the things, how it works. They say someone takes a child's photo posted online, often from Instagram, Facebook, or public blogs. I just want that to sink in. The people that will hear will hear. The people that will not hear will not hear. The people that will ignore me will ignore me. You see, the thing is the children I'm really bothered about is not you. Because they didn't ask for any of this thing. You didn't ask them if they wanted to be part of it. Many of the times, even if we do have that conversation, many of the times we're not. If we do, we present it in such a way that, oh, you'll be famous, people will be liking you, they'll be following you. Have you seen the statistics of the mental health of children due to social media? The peer pressure, I say peer pressure, the social pressure, or to be liked, to be followed, to be subscribed to. Have you seen the mental health statistics? Do you see the impact that social media is having on our children? The havoc that it is causing. It says they will now repost them on their own accounts, giving the children a different name and a life story. That's what they do. Now, you and I, probably 90% of the people I'm referring to, very innocent thinking people. Just thinking about hustling and other means of making money, of living life. Not thinking about all the vile, negative, wicked intentions of other people. It just seems like a nice, innocent thing to do. No, it's not as innocent as you think it is. It's not as innocent as you think it is. Your intentions are clean, your intentions are innocent. But if my intentions are good, but yet somebody is using my intention to endanger the life of my children, surely the safety of my children takes priority. This is only some. And in more extreme cases, they interact with others as if they are the parent, or using the photo in, excuse me, in fake profiles, romance scams, or even role playing groups. I'm not going to dig into those. They are not nice. Those are another dark side of the internet that many of us don't know. In fact, there's a part of the web that is called the dark web, or the dark side of the web. No, please don't go and search it out. I'm begging you. If you're just searching what the meaning of the name is, that is good. But don't go and search it out. You'll be horrified. It's just like everything in life. There is good part, there's bad part. There is things that we can use for good intention and just take there and finish, call it a day and move on. But we also need to know that there are predators that are out there that are willing to take our innocent action and turn it into something else. And I need us to be aware. Our children might not know, but those people that see and knows what is going on, they are the ones that are giving us the warning, because they know what we don't know. They see what we don't see. They hear what we don't hear. And they don't want us to be victim. And I don't want anybody to be a victim either. And that's why I said the people that will hear, and the people that will not hear, will not hear. But I guess this is where I am hanging my hat for the day. Please, I beg of you, the choice is yours, but know the dangers that are lurking out there concerning the safety of your children. Everybody, I want to say thank you. And if the Lord wills and permits, we can pick it up again tomorrow. There are many more to that information where it's coming from. The dangers, the things that we can do to safeguard. But to be honest, my number one warning, don't put it out there. If there's no need for it, don't put it out there. And I don't think there's a need. I don't think everybody needs to know you're pregnant. I don't think everybody needs to know you're giving birth. I don't think everybody needs to know the day you give birth, the hospital you gave birth. I don't think anybody needs to know any of that. But guess what? That's my opinion. And I'm entitled to mine just the same way you are entitled to yours. But if you choose to go down that path, I think you should at least put things into perspective, or put things into place that will safeguard the safety of your children. So, on behalf of myself and Archbishop, as always, I'm saying thank you. I'm leaving everybody in the most capable hands of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. God willing, we'll be with you again. So I bid everybody a wonderful day, morning or night, wherever you are.